Dumbass of the Day brought to you by Peterson's U-Card. They're in Atascadero. Get on up there and talk to the folks up there. They'll give you that one-on-one customer service you're not going to get at a big box store.
And immediate, too. Like, the thing that sucks about going to the box store.
Chase them down.
Not only do you not get the one-on-one service and you get passed off onto somebody else, but you also have to find somebody to initiate that complicated exchange.
Oh, yeah, aisle 27, quarter way down on the right, maybe the left. I'm not sure. Yeah, somewhere down there. 27 or 28.
There's no...
They don't have 28 aisles at Peterson's U-Card, okay?
The phrase that you hear at the big box store is, it might be on aisle fill in the blank. But at Peterson U-Cart, you pull up, you're like, this is what I'm trying to do in my yard. Can you help me out? And more times than not, their answer is yes. We have the supplies right here. We'll even give you a cart. You can tow it to your place, unload it, bring it back today, and they'll give you free use of that cart.
You can trust the folks at Peterson's U-Cart because their motto is there is no dumb questions, only helpful service. Peterson's U-Cart at Atascadero. They load U-Cart, you save.
How pathetic can some people be?
To me, swimming is a confusing sport. Because sometimes you do it for fun, but then other times you do it to not die. And when I'm swimming, sometimes I don't know which one it is. I gotta go by the outfit. Pants. Uh-oh. Bathing suit. Okay. Naked. We'll see. Should I be swimming faster? Or am I getting laid? I like parties, but I don't like piñatas. Because the piñata promotes violence against flamboyant animals. Hey, there's a donkey with some pizzazz. Let's kick his ass. What I'm trying to say is don't make the same Halloween costume mistake that I did.
Of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
This is a flamboyant animal, the flamingo floatie. It's all the rage. We have a flamingo floatie. I didn't want to bring it up in my previous rant about the floaties because I didn't want to bury the lead on this one or give you a clue.
Well, don't take it to the ocean, or don't take it to the beach at the ocean, or a big lake for that matter, because the wind is a factor.
It is. I ever tell you about the time? God, this made me so mad. Everybody had the old school floaties that I'm talking about, right? But I took the bait with my kids, and I was like, oh, I got to get the big floatie. I got to get the big deluxe Tanner Lounger with armrests. So I went to the camp store, gift shop, I guess, where they sell supplies and stuff like that at the camp store because you're 20 miles away from the nearest town. Went in there and I laid down big cash for that, because that's a premium item. I laid down big cash on there because I wanted the cool floatie. I wanted the one that everybody wanted themselves. So I go running to jump into the lake with it on a windy day. and I'm belly first and I got my hands on the handrest, but as I make impact on the lake, I fall off and lose my grip on the armrests and fall into the water. Well, I'll just get back up and jump on by the time my head had breached out of the water, that floatie was halfway across the lake.
And then it's just like that little piece of paper you always try to catch on the ground that keeps blowing away right as you get to it.
I just looked up and I was like,
forget it.
Later on that day, we saw two guys floating in my floatie on the other side of the lake.
The pirates rule, right? That's salvage. The salvage law.
This does not happen in Kodiak, Alaska. But
I didn't know you would ever get on a big pink floatie in Kodiak, Alaska.
I understand.
I'd be afraid of being shot by an Alaskan.
Like, I thought the people in Alabama were dumb. But at least the water there is like 83 degrees. The water in Alaska. Yeah. I mean, think of how cold the water is out here.
Right.
I mean, it's like 59, 60 on a good day.
Yeah, on a real good day.
In Alaska, off of Kodiak Island, you're talking in the 40s. It was a nice day, though. Colin Dickey and Katie Gray, they are residents of Kodiak. And they decided to head out on the floundering flamingo. It's called the floundering flamingo because once they got it in the water, 3 adults, 2 dogs in this boat that looks like a flamingo. It's got a big flamingo head on it.
No paddles came with that floatie, huh?
No.
That boat, as they call it. That's too bad. I bet you they wish they had some paddles.
She wrote on Facebook, she said, thanks for those who have contributed to the successful rescue on Facebook, because what happened was people started taking pictures on Facebook and showing it on Facebook, and the Coast Guard's like, oh crap, this is real. We got to get out there. So they had to do a Coast Guard rescue in some bay up there.
See, they're also really lucky they did this in
Monashaka
Kodiak
Bay.
because the Coast Guard rescue helicopters, they're used to going out and, helping out boats in need. Real emergencies. Not, oh yeah, we're stuck on a floatie because we're idiots and the wind picked up and drug us out to sea. But they ended up getting like high-centered on a rock or something. Didn't it float them across the bay or something?
Yes.
Like an uninhabited area?
And they got stuck. But they were stuck like 3 miles out in the bay.
So you get to do a helicopter basket ride. This adventure really took off. I wonder how much that costs.
They asked some bystanders, if they were watching from their deck as the flamingo drifted by. He actually took a video of it and posted it on Instagram, which led to their rescue. And he said, yeah, we're outside on our porch, and we saw this giant pink flamingo floating across the bay. And the
people in there screaming, help!
The first thing I said was, oh, another invasive species. He said it was a nice day. It was warm, but the water certainly is not warm there. He was asked if they'd seen similar vessels moving around Monashaka Bay previously. She says, well, it's not a common occurrence. It gets really deep really quickly out there, and it can get rough quickly because there's a current that runs through that bay that is pretty crazy, and that's how they got carried so far away.
Good thing that none of them decided to jump out and make a swim for shore, because
that
they may not have made
dangerous,
it.
Dangerous.
Probably wouldn't have made it.
I would have tried to do that, by the way.
Well, and see, that's the thing.
Dumber.
You have to come to that decision at some point. You're like, okay, I got to make this decision right now. Am I jumping off this thing and trying to swim to shore, but then I'm leaving my wife and my dogs out here or whatever? We'll just stick it out together. Hopefully somebody calls the helicopter. Oh, look, here it comes. Did they buy or rent the pink floatie?
I believe it was bought. I mean, where are you going to rent? It's not like you're going to the beach shack at Monashaka Bay.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, give me one of those pink floaties.
You know what their fine should be? Never allowed to go
be
to the
near
beach
water.
again.
Yeah, be near water, period.
With a floatie.
Idiots. Congratulations to Jeff and Jeremy's.
Dumbass of the day.
All right, you remember back in the day, women had to watch out for guys that would roofie them? I know this is starting real weird and all that. But you remember this, right? It was a thing,
Oh, yeah,
right?
I wanted to open a nightclub as a tongue-in-cheek joke. I wanted to open it up down in, Pacific Beach, and it was going to have a rooftop deck, and the name of the club was going to be called Roofies. I was told by many people that was a bad idea.
Yeah. How inebriated were you when you came up with this idea?
It was going to be the only rooftop deck.
Roofies. This gal named Sheridan, that's got to be an old school name, right? She did a TikTok video because she found a tracking device in her purse. Like, is this? Are we living in a James Bond movie? Like, remember when James Bond went in with the little tiny camera?
She was hanging out with you. That's the beacon that you keep speaking of. That stupid beacon. When you get lost, you're dropping it into people's purses.
No, this thing is like a little white tile, about the size of, I don't know what would be the size of. I mean, it's, like the small tiles in a bathtub.
Penny tile.
Quarter tile.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that a thing?
Penny tile looks like pennies. It's the shape of penny.
Yeah. This is a little bigger than a penny. I'd say it's closer to a silver dollar size. Okay. And anyways, it's just this white little thin tile. It's got a little watch battery in it. And apparently, well, here, I'll let her explain it.
Okay, a quick story time / PSA for what it's worth category. This weekend on Saturday, I went to dinner with a group of friends for this girl's birthday. If you know me, I don't normally carry a purse, but on Saturday I did because we had decorations and stuff for the table. Anyways,
cool story.
At the end of the night, I'm cleaning my purse out and I find this. If you don't know what this is, it's a tile. It's basically a tracker for, people put it on their keys and whatnot.
So she thinks somebody slipped this in her purse at some point in the night, was going to follow her back to her apartment. And then, I don't know, whatever people do when they follow people back to their apartment. Now, she said nothing happened. She took the battery out. Before she got home, she found it. She was like in an Uber or car service or something. And so she's like, what is this? And she took the battery out and threw it out the window. And then kept the tile to make this video.
Yeah, I would have put it in like somebody else's purse.
Some people were writing in on the comments on this TikTok thing I was looking at,
saying that it happened to them.
No, they're saying what you need to do is find like one of your like biggest baddest ass buddies, like friends that are guys.
Yeah,
take it to their house and then just wait till somebody shows up.
Gosh, that is weird. That is super weird.
That's the world. This is the world we live in now.
Well, you're the one pushing the agenda. Oh, everybody's got to get a GPS beacon.
No, this is different. This is not the same as a personal locator device that you use if you go out in the woods that is satellite tracked to satellite. So you get hurt in the woods and you can't get out. You can hit this button and then they'll come within 10 feet of you. I mean, it'll save a life.
Perverts.
Or if you met a girl and she didn't give you the time of the bar at the bar, but you wanted to go home and stalk her, then I guess, jeez, this is creepy, man. Now, who knows? Maybe one of her friends is pulling a trick on her. Maybe we're giving a lot of people ideas. I didn't even know this was a thing. Apparently, these things are created for putting on your keychain. So if you lose your keys, there's an app on your phone. You can track it.
I have,
but I think you have to be within a certain radius to track it. It's not like off a satellite.
I have a friend, they're couples, and they do the thing where they let each other know where they're at on their phones.
On the iPhones?
Yeah.
My wife and I do that.
Oh, okay. Does it ever, I don't understand why they do this because all it does is create problems.
Oh, really? Not with us.
Yeah, because they were over for
see, there she is. There's her office.
A pre-July 4th gathering, an irresponsible gathering at my house. And
why was it irresponsible? Because you had clothes on and no masks?
Yeah. Because we were wearing
you had clothes on, but nobody was wearing a mask.
Yes.
We all know to be responsible, you have to get naked, but wear a mask.
Yes. We're going Philly. It's called the Philly party. And he had to run home and grab something. And she's like looking at her phone, 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 looking at her phone. She's like, he still hasn't left the house. He still hasn't left the house.
What in the world? Really?
I'm like, so what? Like, just let it be. What's it matter? Like, I don't know. Maybe he was taking a dump. Maybe he got there. Like, I don't know about you, but when I get home, I get distracted by a lot of other things that need to be done, and I'll just go off and start doing a project.
Well, yeah, that's a little crazy. Like, I've never done that.
He went home to grab something for the party and then came back, and then that's like, he took like 30 minutes and when it should have taken 10, and she started to wonder.
The way I use mine the most is I'll put a little notification that when she leaves the location she's at, I'll get a notification saying she's left, and that way I can start cooking dinner.
Yeah, right. Cooking dinner. Quote unquote.
I gotta get my girlfriend out of the house?
I don't know what you're.
Not everything is like, devious and.
Yeah, the fact that
slimy.
You need to know where all people are at all times.
I don't need to know where
weird.
everybody is. Sometimes I'll call her, she won't answer, and I'll say, where's she at? Okay, she's at work. Okay, she's probably busy.
So I have a question for you, since you're big on the GPS beacon, but then you let your wife know where you're at all times.
Yeah, she can track me.
Why can't you just take your phone with you when you go in the wilderness? Batteries die and stuff like that? Is that what the reason?
It doesn't work the same. It doesn't shoot a signal to the. I wish you could. They should make an app on your phone.
Well, why doesn't Apple or Samsung or.
Because this still needs a cell signal to make this work.
I know, but why wouldn't you just make it, or make,
it doesn't run
even better
satellite.
Yet, one of the case manufacturers, if the case manufacturers can make a case that has this beacon inside of it.
Yeah.
Then you just take your phone with you.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. It'd be perfect because it's like if you had a satellite phone, it's the same technology. It's just instead of being very complicated where you can make phone calls, you just hit a button and it sends a signal. and it's something you pre-register with, the Oceanic, blah 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 blah, and they can send Coast Guard.
Do you pay a subscription for that service?
No, there is no. Some you do. Some are asking for it, but you don't have to. You can get one for like $200 or $300 and not have to pay just one time buy the unit and not have to pay a subscription fee.
So the guy that dropped the tile into the girl's purse so he could find out where she was going spent $300.
Oh, I don't know. Because I don't think that thing needs a cell signal. I don't think. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what he spent, but I just know the ones you take out in the woods, they're a lot bigger than a tile, and it has a little antenna on it, and it's got a little button on it. Haven't you ever seen the show Alone?
No. Why would I watch a show called Alone? I'm too busy watching Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff, Jeremy here. Very soon you can win tickets to see Pat Benatar with her husband Neil Giraldo at the Vina Robles Amphitheater. John Waite will be there opening things up.
I ain't missing you at all.
Ain't missing you since you've been gone.
No
baby.
way.
Oh, is it No Way?
Yeah, it's No Way.
It's not Baby?
It's not Baby.
This isn't a Top Gun thing, is it?
No Way.
Highway to the Danger Zone?
I ain't missing you. Or the better of the John Waite songs is people talking, saying that you're leaving. Something's happened. No. And
80s soundtracks were the best. And
some people wish for money.
And if you weren't,
some people wish for fame.
You weren't born yet. It's just, you missed out.
Wishing for money and wishing for fame. Anthony Weiner needs money. He has the fame.
This is like the perfect story because this guy, literally his name is Weiner, and that's what he was doing, was sending pics of his wiener to his aides or something?
It's determinism,
People
right?
that worked in his
there's
office.
Free will, there's determinism. If your last name's Weiner, you're like, oh.
Do you remember how beautiful his wife was?
Yes.
I forget her name, but she was gorgeous.
She was an aide to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, she was big time.
Yeah.
I mean, she was big time.
Yeah. She was on the fast track to a White House career, and then Donald Trump came in and drove a wedge on that.
Well, then there were some emails, and there was some collusion, and there was
a
lot of stuff happening.
There was your husband that would take crotch shots and then send them to his colleagues. I mean, it's really.
I think interns, like people that were trying to get their foot in the door, it was so gross. It wasn't even just like, hey, Susie at my office. No, it's people that will do anything for a job, including looking at your wiener named Weiner.
If you're wondering what he's doing now.
No, I'm not, but I am fascinated now that you brought it up. I hadn't even thought about that guy.
Because you got to wonder, okay, like who in the world's going to hire him?
Yeah,
well, he was the CEO of a countertop company in Brooklyn. Now he's stepping down from that job. Okay. Because he figures that he amassed so much fame during his scandals that he is going to start selling the photos through cryptocurrency, using cryptocurrency, selling those photos to people with cryptocurrency as political collectibles. That's what they're going to be called, political collectibles.
And it is the picture of his wiener.
That's the first one. Yes, that's the one.
It must be an impressive wiener to retire. He's pretty much retiring on the fact that he is quitting a great job. CEO, counter business is good business. Everybody needs counters. Redo, remodel, build new homes. I realize the construction business is kind of going through a thing right now with the lumber prices, but it must be an impressive wiener.
So he says cashing in would be nice. Well, yeah, no kidding. But you're like, at any point did the ethics come into play in your life whatsoever? Like, can't you just, like, that tells me, if I'm the judge that sent him to prison in 2017 because he was sexting with an underage girl, and I see this. And
that's what he was doing.
Yeah. And I see this, and I'm like,
that's right.
He's trying to profit from his crime, but not really from his crime because it's not the instances that led to his imprisonment, but it definitely laid the groundwork for it. If I'm the judge, I'm like, no, bring his ass back here. We're sending him back to prison because obviously he's
still on probation.
He doesn't. No, he's not. That's the thing. That's why he could probably step down. He's probably just off probation.
And it's cryptocurrency. It's not U.S. It's not. You know what I mean? There's a loophole there too because it's crypto. Now
he says that the move could not only let him sell my stuff, but also create a new category that lets people buy and sell political collectibles as a form of political fundraising and contributing.
I'm sorry, this is going to sound weird, but I would love to talk to Anthony Weiner. I'd love to have a beer with him and go, dude, tell me about this. Like, how do you think this is a good idea?
He's a level 1 sex offender. And as a level 1 sex offender, you can then sell, but it's not for currency. It's for cryptocurrency.
Yes, exactly.
So,
that's the loophole. What a jackass.
So stupid. So stupid, so gross, so ethically wrong. And like, is there just a wing of hell set aside for this guy?
The thing is, he'll probably make a lot of money off of it, which isn't fair.
I know.
There's people out there working their ass off right now.
And you know what?
Anybody,
like everybody's talking about tracking people based on what they're saying and what they're doing and seeing. Anybody that buys any of that political collectibles, including him, they need to be watched with a close eye.